I have a question for you.
Yeah.
As the DM.
Yes.
Is this potentially the last time that I'm going to see this guy? You know, this guy? The Sterling guy?
Ever?
Well, before we leave Dawning. I also don't like the way you jumped to that immediately.
I would say potentially.
Okay.
Virgil, I do not want to leave things as we did. I miss you. It has been difficult to believe you are here. Every time a door closed behind you, I thought it was a dream, it was a ghost, that you were gone and that I did not have to fear ever harming you again, and that I must miss you always, and that hope is cruel and has no place at my side. And then you would knock at the door again and call my name, and I would have to wonder all over again and be afraid all over again. So I have pushed you away and pulled you close again and again. I have been afraid to hurt you, and I am hurting you again and again. I have said one thing and the other until I no longer understand what I should do or what I want again and again. I have asked you to leave and then taken your hand and pulled you close again and again and again, and I am sorry. I have been tired for so long, and nothing makes sense, but I understand that you are playing a dangerous game to protect me, and so I am hurting you again. I don't understand it, but I do understand it. I would do the same for you. I thought it would help to write, but I am still not making sense. For all that I don't understand, I know that I love you. I have no other answers. I no longer know what is or is not right, but I think I know what you wish for me, and I'm going to try to do as you wish for me, my sea and my stars. I will not make promises. I don't want to make promises unless I know I can keep them. But I will try. I am staying in the healer's ward. I don't know what is wrong, but I'm going to try to get better. I had forgotten your gift, the dandelion. But they have brought it to me. It is beside me now, on the desk, beside the windowsill. I don't know if the light is correct or if the soil is draining properly. You said you could show me. Will you? Before you go? Sunny has already visited, and she knows I am ill, and she's very concerned. And she practiced braiding my hair. I told her it used to be much longer. She asked if it was like yours. She asked if you would be staying here. She asked if you would let her braid your hair. I told her I think you would, but that she will have to ask you when you return. Rowan.
On the way to the infirmary, I would like to stop at a bookshop and pick up a couple of things.
I think you probably know plenty of bookshops in Dawning, so I'll say you have success, though I don't know what it is you have success in. And you head to the infirmary, straight there.
Yeah.
Again, it seems like people have quickly become accustomed to your presence on the grounds. You are not accosted on your way there. You enter, and you do recognize the healer stationed at the welcome room, the lobby, as Tansy, the tiefling who assisted Master Keo many years ago when you first were admitted to the infirmary as a new Dawn Shepherd. Dark green tiefling with a friendly face and a warm smile as he stands up and you enter. Are you here to visit Commander Sterling?
Yes. It is good to see you, Healer Tansy.
It's good to see you as well. Follow me.
He does so.
As they walk down the halls, of course, Commander Sterling has a private room, but I will be staying there at the beginning for company. Yeah.
He starts meowing.
You remember Breadloaf, right?
Yes, I do. Is he allowed company, at least, aside from myself?
Yes, of course. You will find he has company now as we speak. And we met Sunny
I have, yes.
I'm sure you have. She is often at his side. She is there now, so apologies. I can ask her to leave if you wish.
No. I'm glad that he has her.
He stops a few doors down from the end of the hall and turns to you. I think this was good.
I hope so.
I said you had something to do with it.
For better or worse.
Well, we will try to make it for better.
Thank you.
Is it alright if Breadloaf comes with you?
She goes where she will.
Tansy gives you a short bow and leaves you there. He gestures to the door at the end where Commander Sterling is staying.
He opens the door.
It's a small room with 2 windows. It's very airy, it's light, it's pleasant. There are 2 beds, twin-sized beds, and a large armchair in which sits Sunny, who looks up and immediately holds a finger to her lips in a shushing motion over the book she's reading. To her side is Rowan, and unsurprisingly, he's asleep. It looks like he was maybe reading something. There's an open book on his lap, and he's leaning back against the pillows. Beside his bed, you see the nightstand. On top of it is the terrarium that you gave him, the dandelions, and a few small wooden toys are scattered around it. A few are placed inside, but most are haphazardly displayed. Next to the terrarium sits another potted plant, a little smaller than the dandelions, not quite as far along in its blossoming. You can't quite tell what it is from the doorway. The dirt is still a bit moist, some clings to the side of the pot. It looks like it has been freshly moved here.
He waves to Sunny as he enters, and he will go and quietly sit on the bed. It's good to see you again, Sunny.
She silently shushes you again. Glares at you.
I mean no disrespect, but at this volume he will not wake. I did bring you something. As a thank you for finding me before. And he will pull out a dark green with gold embossed on the cover. It is a copy of a botanist's handbook, one that he had once upon a time. I was a great deal older than you when I first got my hands on this, but I would have liked to have it at your age. I hope you will like it as well. And he will pass it to her.
She closes her book and just puts it to the side and reaches out for the botanist's handbook. You see her say something. You can't quite hear her. Maybe she mouthed, "Thank you." She runs her fingers over the cover, the embossed pattern, opens it up.
I would like very much to let him rest, but there is something I would like to say to him before I leave. Is that alright with you?
Roll a persuasion check.
No! No! 8.
Her expression darkens a bit. She shakes her head.
Well, shit. You heard the girl. I think you would rather know I was here than to waken here. I left without saying goodbye. I can make it short.
She crosses her arms. With a very imperious expression, she nods.
Thank you. He inclines his head in an almost bow to her. If it's any consolation, our Rowan Sterling has always been very good at falling back to sleep, so. He will reach over and find one of Rowan's hands, give it a squeeze, and then, if that doesn't wake him...
His eyes open. He looks to you, Virgil, and it seems to take a moment for him to understand that you're here. He squeezes your hand back. He looks almost confused for a moment, and then kind of rouses himself, sits up a little straighter. Virgil?
Hi.
Hi, sorry.
No, I'm sorry for waking you.
No, he glances out the window where sunlight is still streaming through the curtain. It's not really time for me to be asleep anyways.
Oh, but we have had an exhausting... It's been exhausting.
Dad. I didn't know if you would come.
Of course I would. I always will.
Yeah, I know. I know. He glances over to Sunny, who's just watching, and he smiles. Sunny, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to speak with Flores alone. She glances to you and back to him. Please, Sunny. And she nods. And gets up, takes both of her books with her. Gives a little bow as she leaves. Her braids swing enthusiastically as she does so, and then exits, closes the door very slowly behind her.
She, looks back.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see you will have company.
Yes. I wanted to ask a favor of you.
What is it?
Well, it's a bit, perhaps it's a bit ridiculous to ask. Rasul, there's a tradition. And Glykos was an old-fashioned island. I don't know if I told you ever. It's, usually when you reach a certain point in life, someone cuts your hair for you. I thought, well, it took a long time for me to be ready, and by the time I did it myself, which is not how it's supposed to be done. I don't have much for you to work with, but I was wondering if you would, before you go.
Yes. Ron, I will do my best.
Don't worry too much about how it looks. To grow back, it's not really the point.
What is the point?
Well, that's what I meant when I said it's ridiculous. You always have a part of me with you. But it's so you leave a part of yourself with someone.
That's not ridiculous. I would be honored. Here, sit up.
He sits up a little straighter again, settles his back to you. You can use your dagger if you wish.
Yeah, I can try. He will move his hand up, slowly, to move his fingers through Rowan's hair, see what he's working with. Okay. He'll try not to take a ton off, but he will do the best he can, carefully, with a small boot knife. I hope you know I won't be touching your braids.
Well, then you really don't have much to work with. His braids are sort of dangling in front of his ears. He brushes them back over his shoulder. Those as well.
Both of them.
Yeah.
I will miss seeing them on you.
Like I said, it will grow back.
Yeah, they will.
That's the point of it.
He will take a knife to them, one at a time. Okay, I don't think it's terribly uneven. You turn around.
He shakes his head.
Okay.
Thank you, Virgil.
You're very welcome.
I'm sorry I didn't wait for you the first time.
You didn't know. You didn't know.
He turns around. Are you standing?
He's sitting on the bed.
He takes your hand. He's crying openly. I should have known.
There was no way for you to. It's okay.
It's not. I made this very hard for you. Thank you for coming back.
You're welcome. We're just doing the best we can. And you had every reason to think I wasn't coming back.
No. I know you.
Yes, but you are in a very dark place. You are still, and I know what it is to be uncertain that what you see is real. But if you're ever doubting again, you can call me and I will always hear you. We know that now. I'm only a whistle away, and I will always answer, and it will always mean that I love you.
He very gently tugs on Virgil's arm.
He goes where he's pulled.
He holds him close against his chest. And you can feel the cold gem on the necklace beneath the shirt against the heat. He just sits there for a moment, breathes shakily.
I think I know what your answer is going to be.
Ask me anyway.
Will you take your gem with you?
Only if you don't want it.
Of course I want it.
Then it's yours.
But, Nico... What if mine hurts you? What if yours is discovered on me? There are risks.
And we knew there were when we swapped them.
Not like this.
I am okay with it. If you are as well, then I see no reason to take it. I would rather it stay with you. It's always been safe there. I will be back as soon as I can.
I'll try to get better.
I know you will. And I'm so proud of you.
Don't say that.
It's true.
I'm only doing as I'm told.
There was a time I had to learn how not to do that. I think you can learn it as well.
You feel him shake his head.
I think it is for the best.
Making mistakes is how we learn.
I know.
You are not just a soldier to take orders as they are given. You have always been much more than that. I have something for you to help pass the time. I see you already have a few books here, but maybe one more will help. He will pull out a copy of Wayfarer. It's a dark brown leather embossed book. It looks to be like a classic sort of novel. I would have given you my old copy if I still had it, but this will have to do. It's one of the first books I ever read, just because I could. And it is about someone who was lost, who learns to find their way. Have you ever read it?
He takes it in one hand, leans back a bit to get a better look at it, turns it over.
I don't think so.
You brought my copy to me once, when I was stuck here in the infirmary. I hope it will do you some good, as it did me. Or at least keep you company. Oh, you and Sunny can read it together, chapter by chapter.
Yeah.
It won't always be like this. I know it feels like it, but it won't.
He pulls away slightly to reach over and place the book gently amongst what you can now see are little like wooden figurines of riding boars and goats scattered on his bedside table. He knocks one over, he replaces it carefully, turns back to Virgil.
I don't know how I'm going to do this without you. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I'll try.
I know it is not the same, but I will always be here.
I know.
You're stronger than you think.
Just, if you can write. If you ever have a chance, I don't know how long your mission is supposed to take.
Every chance I get. Before I forget, I do have instructions you asked for. He pulls out like a piece of parchment, and it's just care instructions for the dandelions. Everything should be there. Everything I could think of.
Thank you.
Of course.
I'm sorry, I made you come all the way back here.
It's a short walk.
I know it is a strange sort of tradition, but if you, I don't know what you would do with it.
Shakes his head.
You are meant to take one of the braids.
I think it would make a very good bookmark.
You don't have to.
Oh, but I will. Thank you.
Okay. I'm always falling apart around you. I'm sorry.
Some might call that flattering.
If you want to take it that way, please do.
I don't want to go, but I think if I stay much longer, Sunny will kick the door down, so perhaps I should.
A few more minutes, I think, is fine.
Okay.
It is my room.
You're the one who will have to deal with her wrath, so
She likes you.
I find myself fond of her as well.
Oh, one more thing I meant to ask.
Yes?
May I tell her about our garden? Well, you know, they're particular here on the grounds about their gardens, and I don't think she would be welcome. Her help may not be seen as help to the gardeners here, but
Yes, you may.
she will thank you for that.
Maybe she can teach you a thing or two.
I'm sure she already can.
Well, I have armed her with more knowledge, so expect more.
Good. Rowan turns and gestures back to the bedside table with the book and the toys and the dandelions and the mysterious potted plant. She is very interested. Don't tell the gardeners, but she pulled this up from the rose garden. She is excited for it to bloom, but I don't think it is a rose.
Virgil will lean closer and try to get a better look. Does he recognize it?
He would recognize it. It looks like it's rather young, but it's past the seedling stage. Some of the leaves have started to open up, rounded at the edge, soft. It looks like it's been recently watered. The droplets cling to the leaves like perfect spheres. They glimmer in the sunlight. They look almost like the gems you wear.
It is not a rose. It is Alchemilla mollis.
He looks a bit worried for a moment. It's not poisonous or any...
No, it's harmless. It's actually rather remarkable the way it holds water like that, see? Like perfect circles.
He leans over Virgil's shoulder to take a look. Beautiful. I hope she won't be disappointed.
This one blooms too, under the right conditions. Not a rose, but still nice.
Will you write it out? Name?
Yes. He pulls out a piece of parchment and does that. He also writes out a few little fun facts for Sunny and a bit of care and instructions. A long time ago, Triumph assigned us each flowers. The shepherds. You were a sunflower, of course. This was the one they gave me.
He leans over again, back to take a closer look at it. Reaches out very hesitantly, just to touch one of the leaves. Nods slowly.
I'll make sure to take good care of it then.
I have no doubts about that.
She's good at this.
Historically, so are you.
I don't think that is true, but
It is, and I won't hear a word against it.
right. I did say I would listen to you.
Charmer. Virgil will just sit back, lean against him, take as much time as he's given.
Just stay until I fall asleep again.
Yeah.
It's not long.
Virgil will slowly get up, collect the braid that he is owed, tuck that carefully into his journal. He'll leave the other one on the bedside table for him, next to the book, and tuck him in. He leans down to give him a kiss on the forehead, and another on the cheek. And he'll leave.
Sunny is waiting outside.
Apologies for the wait.
She steps up to you and wraps her arms around your waist.
He sort of flounders for a moment, and then slowly he will put his arms around her shoulders. Thank you for looking after him. You keep him company while I'm gone.
With her face still hidden in the folds of your clothes, she gives a couple nods in affirmation.
Thank you very much.
She steps back. Again, gives you a polite bow and slips inside.
He makes his way out.